Now that we've talked about the core habits, let's explore the bigger picture. What is the ultimate goal of all this saving and investing? Is it just to have a big number in a bank account? The book suggests that the real prize, the true value of money, is not the stuff it can buy, but the freedom it gives you. Freedom to control your time, to choose what you work on and who you work with. Freedom to wake up one morning and say, I'm going to take the day off, without worrying about the cost. True wealth is the ability to say no to things you don't want to do, and yes to the things that matter most to you and your family. It's the hidden return on your patience and discipline. But here's a trap that's so easy to fall into on the path to that freedom: social comparison. We don't judge our wealth in a vacuum. We judge it against our neighbors, our friends, and the carefully curated highlight reels we see on social media. If you drive a reliable car, but your colleague leases a new luxury sedan, it's hard not to feel a twinge of dissatisfaction, even though your car is perfectly fine. This endless game of comparison is a dangerous trap. It can make you feel poor even when you're doing well, and it can tempt you into spending money you have, or worse, money you don't have, just to keep up with an image. The most valuable financial skill is to be able to walk past that trap, to be happy for others while staying fiercely committed to your own personal plan. The goal is to be richer in your freedom, not necessarily richer than your neighbor. To stay on your own path, you need to build in a cushion for life's surprises. The book calls this having a room for error. Life is unpredictable. The market might crash right after you invest, your company might have layoffs, or your roof might suddenly spring a leak. If you plan for a perfect, straight-line journey, the first bump in the road can derail you entirely. But if you build a plan that has some wiggle room, maybe you save a little more than you think you need, or you assume your investments will earn a little less than the historical average, you become anti-fragile. You can handle surprises without your entire plan collapsing. It's the difference between a rigid tree that snaps in a storm and a flexible one that bends and sways but remains standing. This connects to another powerful idea: the role of tail events. In any field, a tiny number of events often account for the majority of the results. Think of the author who writes 20 books, and one of them becomes a massive, worldwide bestseller that overshadows all the others. Or the investor who makes dozens of investments, but just one or two of them generate almost all of their lifetime returns. The lesson here is that it's okay for most of your efforts to be just okay. You don't need to be right all the time. You just need to be patient enough to stay in the game so that you're there when that one or two truly great outcomes come along and work their magic. Finally, the book makes a crucial distinction between being rational and being reasonable. A rational decision is what a cold, unfeeling computer would calculate to be the mathematically optimal move. A reasonable decision is what a human being can actually stick with through good times and bad without losing sleep. It might be rational to put every spare dollar into the stock market for maximum growth, but if that keeps you up at night with anxiety, causing you to panic sell at the bottom of a market crash, then it was a terrible plan for you. A reasonable plan might be to keep a larger cash cushion or have a more balanced portfolio. It might have a slightly lower mathematical return, but it has a much higher chance of success because it accounts for your own psychology. The best plan is the one you can live with. So, to tie it all together, your financial journey is deeply personal. It's not about following someone else's formula. It's about building a plan that gives you freedom, that has room for error, and that is reasonable enough for you to follow with patience and consistency for the long, long haul. It's about being less interested in what others are doing and more focused on what you need to build a life that feels secure and meaningful to you. That's the real psychology of money.